The vast majority of naturally caused wildfires are ignited by lightnings. When lightning strikes, it can create enough heat to ignite a tree or other fuel source. Lightning strikes caused approximately 60% of wildfires in an average year, while lightning's caused wildfires cannot be prevented. The severity of wildfires may be reduced through land management activities such as fuel management, prescribed burnings, and landscape fire management plannings. Theoretically, there are other causes that could fall into the natural wildfire categories, including rockfall, meteorite, or volcano, but the likelihood of non-lightning caused natural fires is extremely rare. There are numerous ways human activities can start wildfires, either accidentally or intentionally. On average, 40% of wildfires are person-caused by activity, such as open burnings, the use of engines or vehicles, dropping burning substances such as cigarettes, or any number of other human-related activity that can create a spark or heat sources sufficient and ignited a wildfire. The wildfire quickly spreads, consuming the thick, dried-out vegetation and almost everything else in its path. What was once a forest becomes a virtually powder of untapped fuel. In a seemingly instantaneous burst, the wildfire overtakes thousands of acres of surrounding land, threatening the homes and lives of many in the vicinity. On a hot summer day, when drought conditions peak, something as small as a spark from a train car's wheels striking truck can ignite, arranging the wildfire. Sometimes the fires occur naturally, ignited by heat from the sun or a lightning strike. The majority of wildfires are the result of human carelessness. Arson, campfire, discarding lit cigarettes, improperly burning debris, playing with matches or fireworks. Everything has a temperature at which it will burst into flames. This temperature is called a material's flash point. Wood flash point is 570 degrees Fahrenheit, the 300 degrees Celsius. When wood is heated at this temperature, it releases hydrocarbon gases that, mixed with oxygen and air, combust and create a fire. There are three components needed for ignition and combustion to occur. A fire requires fuel to burn, air to supply oxygen, and heat sources to bring the fuel up to ignition temperature. Heat, oxygen, and fuel from the fire triangles. Firefighters often talk about the fire triangle when they are trying to put out a blaze. The idea is that if they can take away any one of the pillars of the triangles, they can control and extinguish the fire. After combustion occurs and a fire begins to burn, there are several factors that determine how the fire spreads. These three factors include the fuel, weather, and the topography. Depending on these factors, a fire can quickly fizzle or turn into a raging blaze that scorches thousands of acres. Experts say that climate change is driving the severity of the fires, how big they get, how quickly they spread, and how difficult it is to fight them as they bear down on communities. This year's fires have been made worse by liquid shatterings and heat waves, which scientists have said is part of the region's increasing extremely swings between hot, dry weather, when fires are likely to start and heavy rain, that spurs the growth of plants that will become fuel for fires. That next time the weather turns hot and dries. There is no question that climate change has played a significant role in shaping the number and intensity of these fires. In recent years, California's climate has gotten hotter. Drier conditions means less snowpack, less landfall down in the spring, and less moisture for vegetation. These conditions have made it for massive wildland fires to ignite and quick burn. There are currently dozens of fires burning across the West, and many of them are exploding in size, threatening communities as well as fouling the air for millions of people in California and Oregon. In our increasingly warming world, ecosystems will continue to dry out, and subsequently fires will only get more fierce, more frequent, and burn more of the state. The amount of land burned across California in the summer is roughly 8 times higher than in the 1970s. These incredibly high winds are in large part the reason why California's fires swell to such massive size. High winds are especially tricky because they can prevent air support in the forms of retardant dumping the planes and water dropping helicopters from flying. Gusts can pick up embers and carry them to other locations, sparking new blazes for firefighters to connect it with. Many of California's ecosystems are well adapted to fire. Some native plant and tree species require it to sprout new growth, but these dedicated systems often operated on specific cycles. If intensive fires occur too frequently, native plant species can become replaced by invasive grasses which burn quickly and don't hold the soil well. About the new ways of generating the electricity, such as solar power and wind power, they can be a solution. Might be on the long run, we might not need nuclear power anyway. One of the things that has been favorably in the world is that the price of solar power and wind power that have gone down dramatically. It used to be they were much more expensive than coal. They are very close to the price of generating electricity from coal. It may become much easier to expand the solar and the wind that stop using coal and even stop using natural gas. Same things with cars. The issue with electric cars is the battery, the storage, but that is becoming much cheaper. They are improving the batteries. Some car companies are betting that maybe they will make electric cars. Maybe they stop making gasolines or diesels. some regulation for carbon dioxide from cars. Honda and Google, Apple, there are other companies that think that a future is coming that it is foolish to try to prevent it change. Technology and industry could become really on the front of what's going on here. I would like to see that. Such high technology, modern and creating new industries to deal with the economy needs. In the US, some of the major companies like Apple and Google are also trying to improve the situation in some of those states because these companies want to have a clean environment. They want to have renewable energy, and every state would like them to come in to invest. They have some power to change the view of the government and different state.